planners and financiers of this brutality are deeply embedded in our communities.
April 2015. Gunmen trained to kill storm Garissa University College. Cold-blooded, killing 148 people and injuring 100 more. 700 more students are taken hostage by the militiamen. Neglected by Kenya's first governments, the entire northeastern region had never had a university before Garissa University College, a constituent college of Moi University, came on the map. It was a pioneer learning institution of such magnitude for the region and had attracted students from all over Kenya. For security, the university had done what most institutions in Kenya do. It had contracted a private security firm to man its entry point.
But at that time, we were living in extraordinary days. Remember, al-Shabab had launched several attacks in Kenya. And so institutions were beefing up security. And there were intelligence reports. An institution of higher learning was on the radar of the al-Shabab terror group. And so the National Police Service assigned 4 administration police officers to beef up security and help the civilian guards to ensure security in the institution.
April 2015. Students at Garissa University College get up to the daily routines at the break of dawn. The semester was just about to end and a majority were awake, catching up on the studies for the end of the semester exams. At the same time, some Christian Union students had congregated in one of the classrooms for the Thursday morning devotion in preparation for Good Friday. Their Muslim counterparts were performing their Fajr Salam on the other side of the campus.
Little did they know that 4 men armed to the core, ready to kill and ready to die, were hovering around, waiting for the time to pounce.
The terrorists had all the information about these routines before the attack happened. 5:30 a.m. terrorists struck. 4 terrorists advanced through the sole gate of the school. They opened fire on the 3 civilian guards stationed there.
The guards were there. There were 3 in number, shot. So 2 died, 1 was seriously injured, 2 dead.
At this moment, the 4 armed police officers assigned to the school were conducting their routine morning patrol around the campus. Suddenly, the sound of gunfire shattered the calm. Instantly, 3 officers sought tactical cover to assess the unfolding situation.
So 3 of them. Then 1 advanced to the classroom to see the situation in the classroom and what was really happening.
From the entrance, a pair of the terrorists made their way to a classroom roughly 150 meters distant. Upon entering, they unleashed a barrage of gunfire on the Christian Union students, tragically ending the lives of all present. An AP officer who bravely faced the assailants in this room was also fatally wounded. After leaving the classroom, the terrorists headed towards the hostels.
They did not go silently. They went firing heavy gunshots, heavy gunfire.
Several students, unaware of the risks, returned to the hostels, mistakenly believing that they would find greater safety there after cutting short their private studies. 6 a.m. The alarm at the Ruiru base of the Recce company that specializes in hostage situations is sounded. Officers of the paramilitary unit are informed of a possible terror attack on Garissa University College by gunmen from al-Shabab terror group. They quickly assemble and put together their gear and are now ready for deployment.
Recce Squad is trained in a technique called close quarter battle. This is a combat technique that is used in close, let me say, in small spaces, very little spaces, like urban cities and in hostage situations like buildings.
But they will remain on standby mode for nearly 7 hours. And this will give ample time to the terrorists who are now in the hostels to do more harm. At the break of dawn, 6 a.m. sharp, the 4 assailants storm the hostel corridors. With ruthless precision, they herded the students from their rooms, each order punctuated by deadly crack of their weapons. They gathered the students in 2 groups of Muslim and Christian faith, releasing those that profess the Islamic faith. News of the attack was now spreading. Regular police and administration officers from Garissa town, along with the Kenya Defence Forces personnel stationed at the Garissa military camp, started heading towards the education facility, fully aware that they were facing an enormous challenge. As they approached and the sun came out, one of the terrorists positioned himself strategically on a rooftop to prevent any rescue efforts. When he saw the troops, he opened fire and threw a grenade, killing 1 KDF soldier and injuring 4 others. The KDF commanding officer on the ground promptly withdrew his troops to reassess and develop a new attack strategy. In Nairobi, Recce company officers were fully equipped and prepared, yet remained on standby. Top security officials believed that the AP team in Garissa, with the assistance from KDF officers, could have handled the situation. However, the complexity of the hostage crisis added a challenging layer to the operation. Police choppers to ferry the GSU special forces were also not available. The police service will later say it takes time to assess situations and make decisions, advise the National Security Council, and then scramble the elite units, get them to the airport and fly them to Garissa, a 1 hour, 20 minutes flight. On ground zero, the commanding officer strategically places his troops to cover potential sniper nests and block escape routes for the terrorists. For the approach, he decides to use armored personnel carriers to break through. Once inside the compound, the joint security team quickly initiates rescue operations for the students not held hostage, ensuring their safety amid the chaos. This demonstrated the critical balance between tactical deployment and swift, decisive action in high-stakes situations. By 8 a.m., the news of the attack had spread across Kenya and around the globe. The terrorists had already tragically claimed the lives of nearly 100 students and 3 security officers by this time. 10 a.m., the combined efforts of the operations and rescue teams explore different strategies to approach the Elgon hostel, where terrorists were holding several students captive. They were dealing with a delicate situation. At this moment, it became unmistakably clear that the security team were facing a suicide mission. The gunmen were rigged with explosives. It was not going to be an easy rescue mission. At around 11, the Recce Squad mission is activated. Rescue operations and suicide missions involving hostages like the Garissa University attack demand exceptional precision to prevent additional casualties among students and security forces. In these situations, every step must be taken with utmost caution. Entering a building during combat may be straightforward, but here, the highest priority is the safety of the hostages and the rescuers. By the time the Recce Squad and a team of KDF Special Forces were being put in motion, a majority of the 142 students had been killed.
When they realize this is a suicide mission and it's a hostage situation, now you're combining suicide plus hostage. You need now special forces. You need people like Recce Squad who know their priority is first isolate the terrorists.
They left Nairobi in 2 batches. The first left by road, while the other team flew from Wilson Airport in 2 fixed-wing planes operated by the Kenya Police Air Wing at around 12:30 p.m., 7 hours after the alarm first rang at the Recce Squad headquarters in Ruiru. 4 minutes to 2 p.m., the core team lands in Garissa. Their mission to isolate the terrorists, secure the hostages, and bring the situation to normalcy. Once at the Garissa airstrip, the team will drive to Garissa University. They will be given a debrief by the commanding officer, but the final assault could not be launched immediately. Those that had left Ruiru by road had to arrive fast since they had major equipment to be used in the operation. They did so by almost 5 p.m. The team would then review the situation, assessing possible assault scenarios and possible outcomes. The best form of action was formulated by the joint teams, with the Recce Squad taking charge. The expertise in close-quarter battle came into fore. The KDF would provide the outer core and cover, while the Recce Squad and the KDF Special Forces were to conduct the final assault on the terrorists. An approach into the building was then initiated. A sniper from the KDF Special Forces first took out the terrorist sniper, now stationed on the 2nd floor. With the sniper out of play, the Recce Squad quietly sneaks into the building. Once on the 1st floor, the team takes out 2 more terrorists. At this point in time, only 1 terrorist is still in play. On realizing that he has been cornered by Kenya's elite forces, he jumps onto Bernard Tonoe, the commander of the Recce Squad mission, and triggers his suicide vest. The terrorist and the brave officer will die in the explosion that followed. 7 p.m., 30 minutes after the Recce Squad mission was launched, Interior Cabinet Secretary Joseph Ole Nkaissery announces that the siege is over. My name is Enoch Sikole, and this is the Kenyan Historian.